If you're sitting down right now, consider for a moment what you're sitting on or in. A couch, a chair? Who designed it from concept to product? There's likely more than one story to tell. For MillerKnoll, which combines two of America's foremost furniture makers, they've curated a library of such stories in their newly built archive space. I went to Holland, Michigan, located in a region once heralded as a worldwide furniture making hub, to look back at their more than 100 years of furniture history.
Close the door, have a seat.
From the 1960s ad agency in Mad Men.
The departments are pretty spaced out, but it'll all fill in one day.
To the eerie offices of Severance.
We're sitting here.
Furniture helps define or mystify space and time.
So these are the stars.
These are the stars.
For archivist Amy Osherman,
Sort of the exemplars of the development of modern design in America.
demystifying the past of the now joint design houses Herman, Miller, and Knoll was a thrill.
This one pops for me.
The womb chair, my favorite. It was designed by Aeron at the request of Florence Knoll, who led Knoll Associates, and she asked for a chair that she could sit in any way she wanted. Florence Knoll, she was trained as an architect, but she never got to make skyscrapers. And I think she took her architectural background and translated it into creating interior architecture through products like her Model 540 cabinet. So
wow.
It's architecture at a human scale.
The massive facility at their Holland, Michigan headquarters houses a near 3,000-piece collection, with some 300 on display, from the ever-popular Cheska, a Bauhaus staple by Marcel Breuer, to the rows of other unique designs, and tens of thousands more written records, drawings, and textiles.
Oh, a swivel chair.
Preserved by forward-thinking secretaries.
Herman Miller began in 1905 right here in Western Michigan.
MillerKnoll's chief creative officer, Ben Watson, says within a few decades, the company moved beyond carved wooden furniture to designing for a modern age.
Demand for, in the post-war era, products that were simple, that could be industrially produced, that were available to many, really gave a great amount of birth to the company.
Another half-century later, their biggest drop.
Our single best-selling product remains the Aeron chair.
Released in 1994.
I have one of these.
The Aeron chair now is sort of the platonic ideal of office chair, but when this came out, it looked like it was from outer space, and even our own marketing teams were unsure if it would sell.
Proving beauty is sometimes, well, in the bottom of the beholder.
And it's ugly in every way you could possibly imagine.
That's definitely the case with designer and professor Bruce Hanna, who appreciates the unexpected.
It's insane, right? Oh, wait a minute. It's the best-selling chair of all time.
Like when the company recently reissued his archived 1970s creation with late collaborator Andrew Morrison, and now seen in MillerKnoll's New York City showroom.
You don't get a chance to, make it better than it was 50 years ago.
They designed a response to office norms of the time.
So you had a big chair for management, you had a little chair for a secretary. So you had this proliferation of furniture describing what the person was going to do, which to us seemed relatively silly at the time. In the early 70s when we were doing this, because we kind of went, yeah, but everybody's the same.
Taking a practical approach.
And I think it worked out very well because we could have very clear discussions about, well, why are the buttons this far apart? Then you go find out, oh, your sits bones are 9 inches apart, or normally, within that range. Oh, well, that's a good reason to do it.
Such conversations played out in many written correspondences filed back in Michigan.
The one line that stood out to me, and I still think about pretty frequently, is in a 1946 letter where George Nelson is trying to name his first line for Herman Miller.
Curator Bridget Bartel has used the archives for a new book and exhibit at Cranbrook Art Museum just outside of Detroit.
And he calls it 20th century traditional. So he was already kind of thinking ahead to how things would be received a century later. I mean, we all know MCM now. It's a eBay search term. You see it on Facebook Marketplace. We see it everywhere.
The idea of impact is not lost on Hannah.
My furniture lives with my hero's furniture. Every time I come here, I'm like going to the temple. I'm going to church. And I go, oh, hi, Marcel. Hi, Harry. Hi, Mies. Hi, Florence. How are you doing? I feel blessed that I could be here amongst all of these amazing things. And people think my thing is important enough to be part of it. It means that maybe we didn't waste our time.
Certainly not to the caretakers of this legacy.
So what will the next 100 years in furniture manufacturing look like?
We'll obviously need an archive that's twice as large as this one.
That is as much as we know for now.
What is MCM? I don't know what that is.
Mid-century modern.
Oh, I mean, I know what mid-century
But,
modern is. I didn't know everybody called it MCM.
Design junkies love all of these acronyms
MCM.
in, but most of us don't know them. But I have to say, the exhibit is not open yet to the public. They're working toward that, but that Cranbrook Museum exhibit is opening on June 14th. So
Fantastic stuff. Some great looking
Flock
furniture. I
to
wish
it.
I could shop there
Absolutely.
at the museum.
So cool.